Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulil kareem. Brothers and sisters, this is always a time of great thanks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that He gives us these opportunities where our young generation is learning the Quran and memorizing. Alhamdulillah, as you all know, one of our students, Hafizah Myra Khattak, mashallah, she completed her Quran this week, memorizing the Quran. And mashallah, her father here and her brothers are sitting here. Her father is brother Wajieh, and her mother is sister Nasira. So inshallah, I want to say a few words about Myra. Mashallah, when Myra first came, I remember meeting her parents. And when she first came, our recommendation initially was let's work on her tajweed and her reading first before she gets admitted into the program. But mashallah, when she was admitted, she worked really, really hard. I still remember her first or second juz test. It took at least 2, if not 3 or 4 weeks for her to pass the first juz test. And she worked really, really hard. And mashallah, her whole journey has been one of very hard work. And not only of hard work, but she also had this attitude or this mindset of making sure that she's reciting with a high quality. So for example, she wanted, she never feared the teacher pointing out her mistakes. She wanted the teacher to point out her mistakes so that she gets better and better. And mashallah, with that kind of a mindset, and this is something that I'm saying so all the students here can learn from this, that, if you're reciting to your teacher and your teacher is missing your mistakes, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Or if you're reciting to your fellow students and your fellow student is missing your mistakes, is that a good or bad thing? You'll get better if your classmates catch your mistakes, right? So if we have this mindset that we are going to achieve 100% in terms of quality, then we want people to advise us and to correct us. This is a mindset of life. It's not just in the Quran. When you're old, even at my age, and if you understand, you would appreciate if somebody says, "Hey, no, Brother Talha, you can do this better." This is a principle of our deen, ad-dinun nasiha. So as brothers, we are sincere to ourselves, and we advise each other with good intention that we improve. So mashallah, Myra had this, that she always wanted to be better. She wanted to make sure that her mistakes were cleared out, even in her last dawah. I remember we said, okay, you can move forward, but she wanted to stay and do her dawah, stronger before she moved on. So mashallah, this is, a beautiful attitude to have. And in addition, mashallah, because of that, mashallah, not many people may know this, but mashallah, for the last 2 years, she's been winning these Quran competitions. At Islamic Center of Naperville, she had won, I think, 2 years ago, and then last year she won again, or I think it was this year. And then just this past weekend, mashallah, she won another competition. And all of these competitions, she won first place at the Muslim Association of Bolingbroke. So again, this is, when you have this hard work and you have this attitude, then you will see the results of it, inshallah, because this is the practice of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that whatever effort you put, وَالَّذِينَ جَاهَدُوا فِينَا لَنَهْدِيَنَّهُمْ سُبُلَنَا, that when you strive in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will open up the paths of guidance for you. So mashallah, this is something that we are really, really, I can tell you from myself personally, because I've seen Myra from the very beginning. It is something that gives me great pride, mashallah, that she was able to accomplish this. She was able to complete the Quran, and mashallah, she has now accomplished this. So we make dua for her, and we also make dua for her parents, because mashallah, her parents were very, very good, to deal with. They always work with us. They always, whenever there were issues, they would talk with us, and they would, follow the standards. So mashallah, it was such a pleasure interacting with the parents as well. And so we make dua that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless them and bless the whole family in this world and the akhirah. And we also make dua that all of the students here can achieve the same result as Myra did today, mashallah. So with that, inshallah, I also want to acknowledge. So first of all, as Muslims, see, one thing is really important is that we have to acknowledge people that have done something for us, right? So when a student does Hifz, of course, we know that Myra, she made the effort and she worked really, really hard. And there's no way, your parents can be behind you, your teachers can be behind you, but if you're not willing to put in the work, then nothing's going to happen. So that's why the most important thing is the student. But after the student, if It's really, really important for the teachers. The results also come from the teacher, and the results come from the parents. So, mashallah, there were several teachers that had their contribution. So, mashallah, Myra, when she first started, she was with Alimah Khansa Akbar. So, Alimah Khansa, mashallah, always a hard worker, always very particular about tajweed, about mistakes, and making sure that her students meet the high standards of quality. So, mashallah, that was her teacher when she started. And then when she finished Hifz as well, she was her teacher. In the middle also, mashallah, Alima Rishma Ali was also her teacher. Hafiza Aisha Wahid was also her teacher. And of course, their hard work also contributed to this achievement. And mashallah, there were several other teachers along this journey, not just at Masjid Uthman, but outside Masjid Uthman, Hafiz Faraz, Hafiz Fawaz, Mrs. Jana Sumuri, Mrs. Roxana Jahangir, Mrs. Ruby Qureshi, Mrs. Shireen Hussain. These were all people that mashallah contributed to this. And Myra and the parents especially wanted to acknowledge this. And mashallah, this is another great quality that all of us should acknowledge the people that have contributed in our journey. Because we are not ourselves, but we are the product of generations and of our entire community. So we also, as we get older, this is an adab, that whenever you accomplish something, you should appreciate the people that helped you to achieve that accomplishment. So as we make dua for Myra and her family, we also make dua for all the people that contributed to the journey. Of course, the teachers, and I would say that, mashallah, the entire community contributed, right? Because in many ways, people have been making dua. Somebody told me that Talha, there's a brother he's lives nearby. He doesn't attend the masjid. He attends a different masjid, but apparently he prays tahajjud every day for Masjid Uthman.
Sure.
So people like this, people donate, right? Many people donate. Now, of course, we're doing our construction, but at the end of the day, what is the mission of Masjid Uthman? The mission of Masjid Uthman is to produce the next generation of Muslims. And this is the product. This is what people are contributing to. So all of the people that contribute, that support this project, all of them have a hand in this accomplishment. And as we make dua for Myra, we also make dua for the entire community and everybody who has supported this institution, whether financially or through the duas. So inshallah, with that, we'll make dua. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الكريم سبحان الله والحمد لله ولا إله إلا الله والله أكبر ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك وله الحمد وهو على كل شيء قدير اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد يا حليم يا عليم يا علي يا عظيم يا حليم يا عليم يا علي يا عظيم يا حليم يا عليم يا علي يا عظيم Ya Allah, what has been accomplished today, Ya Allah, by one of our own children, by one of our own next generation, Ya Allah, is something so tremendous, Ya Allah, and Ya Allah, in the ghaibi system, the value of what has occurred. Ya Allah, make this just the very beginning, Ya Allah, of this tremendous, amazing journey, Ya Rabbil Alameen. Not just, Ya Allah, not just for Myra, but for her parents and her siblings and her family and her next generation. Ya Allah, and for the entire community, Ya Allah, of the Chicagoland area, and for the entire Ummah of Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Ya Allah, make this accomplishment be the start of the accomplishment of so many of our kids, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, not only to memorize the Quran, but to understand the Quran, to practice the Quran, to bring the akhlaq of the Quran into their lives, and then to spread this Quran and the message of the Quran to all of humanity. Ya Rabbil Alameen, humanity is suffering, and Ya Allah, make the effort and the accomplishments and the Quran of these children a means for the maghfirah of the Ummah of Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, delivering them and providing them, Ya Allah, both, Ya Allah, spiritual and material success, Ya Rabbil Alameen, Ya Arhamar Rahimeen. Ya Allah, make this accomplishment be a means for your maghfirah and your rahmah to come to this Ummah of Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Ya Rabbil Alameen, Ya Allah, we ask you to bless Myra with a strong memorization of the Quran, strong tajweed, so that she is on the recitation of Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Ya Allah, make this the start of her journey to learn the Quran, understand the Quran. Ya Allah, spread the message of the Quran. Ya Allah, practice the Quran. Ya Allah, make her, Ya Allah, somebody that due to her, Ya Allah, character and due to her spreading the message of the Quran, that the message of the Quran lasts until the day of judgment. Ya Rabbil Alameen, Ya Allah, all the promises that you promised, the promise of a person ascending the various steps of and stages of paradise. Ya Allah, that the parents, Ya Allah, will be clothed with special robes, Ya Allah, that people will enter to Jannah and be provided maghfirah as a result of this Quran. Ya, make all those promises apply to Myra, to her family, to her teachers, to the staff of this masjid, all the teachers of this masjid. Ya Rabbil Alameen, Ya Allah, and each and every one of these young children who have come to learn your word. Ya Allah, bless them with this word. Bless them, Ya Allah, with not only the words, Ya Allah, Rabbil Alameen, but understanding and the hidayah that comes from these words. Ya Rabbil Alameen, Ya Allah, Ya Allah. All of these kids are trying and striving. Their parents have such high hopes for them. Ya Allah, Ya Allah, Ya Allah, please provide them success, Ya Allah, in this objective. Ya Rabbil Alameen, Ya Rabbil Alameen. Ya Allah, please grow this institution so that we may benefit this community more and more. Ya Allah, please grow this institution so that we may provide more and more in the realm of ta'aleem, but also in the realms of tazkiyah and da'wah and in khidmah in every respect, Ya Allah, in every aspect of the Mahna of Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين.